Fair use, fair use.
Not to like ruin the mood or like whatever.
I don't know, this guy, he's very goofy gobbler, to be honest.
Bitch, everything, every fucking thing, you understand? All of it! It's all getting posted. Every fucking thing, you fucking bitch. You wanna fucking act like this and wanna fucking do me like this, you're fucking done. You're goddamn done.
Bitch, baby, child, fucking pink tote.
Astronaut. Exposed to inappropriate levels of solar energy.
Sunlight makes him the world's smartest man.
I know everything! I want that brain taken out.
Heat Vision, the motorcycle with the mind of Jack's unemployed roommate. Together they run for their lives, blocked at every turn by adventure.
Move up, don't mess around. Move up, you bring me down. Move up, I forget about, don't make the sound. Just move out.
Knowledge is power, for real.
Hi, this is Jack. I'm a star.
My phone won't play music.
You're hearing the sounds of people having an existential crisis.
It's only my laptop.
No, Butters didn't work. Butters, you just.
I wasn't sure at first.
I posted the same YouTube clip. Your shit didn't work, bro. I take back my thank you.
Look at that. I can see that.
Goddamn, this is the worst karaoke night ever.
Seriously.
Hey, we're getting there. We're working our
We need a
team.
new
It's the
bot.
first night back. There's
No,
gonna
we
be
need a
some
new
bots.
bot.
It's alright.
Alright.
Well, hopefully it'll get better.
Retarded.
And they won't get arrested on Christmas or anything. Now, those people, I don't really exactly know who they are, and neither will anyone else, because not only have they been reduced to anonymity, they're untrackable, as well as incapable of being famous ever again. I'm not sure who they were before, but I think they kind of thought they were a big deal. Now, well, I ran into them, and then I don't know if they're digitized or fucked off or whatever. But all those people, at one point, would have been murdered by people who don't like them, if it had been allowed for what certain people wanted to have happen. I can't back any of this up, right? Except I can say that for the last couple of years, there's been these dudes crawling up my ass ever since I got arrested, and then how it was that I came to be arrested, I'm still not entirely sure. But there were those who thought that I was no good for anything, and that I needed to be gotten rid of, and that the best thing to do would be to stage a fake lasagna fight on Christmas Eve. Well, I can tell you now, that wasn't the best thing to do. And then the people who supported such a notion were clearly biased, and then they've had some sort of toys thing being taken away. I'm not actually clear on the details. I don't want to know. It galls me that people were in a position to make those kind of decisions in real life or anything. And at the time, I wasn't thinking real clearly, but I definitely didn't feel like running out on the woman. I wanted to come home and say, "What the fuck do you think you're doing?" And we're breaking up. Oh, and by the way, you're paying rent. I don't think she wanted to pay rent. And then it turns out that she had some sort of money troubles that had been caused by a whole shitload of government agencies pushing her around behind the scenes for years. I didn't know that was happening. And now I guess I still don't actually know that it was happening, since I haven't talked to her since. And then, I don't know, did she die? I don't know. What was her name? I don't know. Hey, who did you arrest? I don't know. Let's look at Discovery. Oh, wait, there's two of them. Yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. And I'm delighted to say it doesn't need to get any worse. It probably will get worse. There's a lot of fucking people involved here. But for me personally, the primary victim, I don't require any more vengeance. I don't need to see those women dragged through the street. I don't need to see those women get sick and die. I don't even need to see the woman that I saw last night get beaten to death with a stack of rusty Bibles. I don't need to see any of those things, and I probably won't, especially not the Bibles thing. But I don't know what's going on with that at all. It's kind of weird. It's like this woman thought that she was going to take advantage of me, and then she tried over and over and over for 3 years, and then she got her powers taken away, and then she got demoted. It's almost like she lost her job trying to persecute me. Huh. I didn't know she had a job in the first place, but it's kind of hard to get verifiable details out of her, since well, it's a long story, but let's just say cogent thinking is not this woman's strong suit anymore. And while there was a period of time when it was getting better, it's not getting better anymore. Can't really say why, but thankfully it's not my area. Yeah. So, I wonder if I should try and contact that other woman. You know, the one that, If I get a third contact violation, then I'm going to go to prison. Well, here's the thing about that. The first two weren't valid. I haven't even been convicted. If I got a third, it would be for an illegal and unlawful order. There's really nothing stopping me from fucking tracking her down and saying hello, except her kneeling coterie of secret Masonic husbands. Now, it's not that they're Masonic. It's that they're panty waists. They're too afraid of talking to me face to face, so they got to push women around and hide behind them. And this has been going on for years. I don't know who these men are, which is good, because the amount of humiliation they must be feeling, it's got to be in the high digits. The kind of humiliation that makes a man want to kill himself. These men used to be forces to be reckoned with. Now they're openly mocked in public in ways that I don't understand. But it used to be they weren't even allowed in public. They couldn't congregate. They had this software that kept them under control. Software doesn't work anymore. And then some of them even say in public that they love Jackstar. That's pretty impressive. I don't know at what point it became verboten to say that I was loved, but initially I was hearing shit like, he asked me if you were that guy, and then he said, you better not be, and then he started talking about beating you up. Apparently that doesn't happen anymore. I don't know quite what the deal is, but there's these dudes who don't like me much. And that's fine. Because these dudes are probably the kind of dudes that I would just fucking run over with a fucking truck just as soon as I look at them. The kind of guys who used to like to manipulate women, basically. How they did this, I don't know. I know that I wasn't invited, and I know that I was blamed, and then I guess some people thought I was supposed to do something about it. Well, as soon as I found out, done quite a lot, actually. Can't really talk about it right now, but definitely something. Yeah, I'm not sure what, though. I kind of don't really want to know. I'd kind of rather just focus on my own life. However, my own life is this weird, fucked off monstrosity, largely because of a court and a woman and, well, other reasons I can't really talk about. I don't want to reveal any ways and means, and then how am I supposed to know these things anyway? How do I know this stuff at all? Why am I allowed to speak? Why isn't there a gag order? Why are things happening this way, Jackstar? Well, I'll tell you why I'm letting it happen this way, because I can't think of a better way to fucking make myself feel better without having to tell people why. I mean, it's not real petty, but some of these people were applauding the notion that my friend ought to be tortured to death because she happened to be on the wrong side of the police or some shit. I don't know, some kind of turf war thing. This was something that was gleefully discussed in years gone by. Now that that doesn't get discussed anymore, or if it does, it's in hushed tones. Since I don't know if you heard, but I don't like that kind of thing. Like I prefer my girlfriends to be alive. I don't like to kill them when I'm done with them. I don't like to leave a trail of glittering corpses behind in my wake. Right? I'm not a serial rapist, murdering strangler. Right? And I guess there are some of those. Huh? Wow. Huh? I wonder if I'm going to do anything about that. Oh yeah, I did. Can't tell you what, and frankly, I don't really know that well myself. But I do know that those people who were in that karaoke room, they're certainly better off having a malfunctioning bot than having a gang of sex predator nerds tracking their every move, hijacking their computers with proprietary software that hops from computer to computer and can't be stopped. I don't know if that shit still happens. I know I don't care, considering, well, that would be actionable, and then it can't go through me anyway. And then I don't know who the fuck uses fucking worms and shit anymore, except, oh, well, sex predators. There can't be that many of those left. I might have the last final gang. I don't know how many of you were aware of this, but Michael Kuzi's been stalked by sex predators for years. I guess they were really fond of the notion of finally getting to me. And they haven't. I've decided I'm officially not going to have any cock, except my own. And then even that, not too worried about it at the moment, since I'm getting all this sexual pleasure from watching people complain about trivial shit in public. Wow. It's almost as though they should be fucking lucky they're still alive. And I guess from their point of view they're not, but yeah, they were going to round up every single person I knew and feed them into the wood chipper. I don't know who they were. Let's just say hostiles, right? That was part of their plan. I was supposed to be powerless to do anything about it, and I was supposed to be miserable as I watched all my friends get raped and murdered. Well, I didn't watch any of them. Didn't actually watch it. And then it's only like a few like rumors. And then I don't know where they went, but maybe they're not raped and murdered. Maybe they're just like on duty and they can't talk about it. I don't know. Maybe they've been paid off. Maybe they're working. Maybe they're busy. I don't know. But whatever the fuck it is, they're not talking to me. Which is pretty damn nice, actually. There's a number of people I don't want to fucking ever talk to again. Holy fuck. And then a number of other people I'd love to talk to. Some for the first time. Mysteriously, that hasn't developed yet, but it'll probably end up happening. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure who has their fingers in the pot, but fucking somebody does. I've never seen such a bunch of bullshit in my life. I go to my friend's house, and on the way home I get pulled over. And then I ask him if he was laying in wait, and how did he find me? And he was, non-committal. He didn't want to confess about what he was doing, which is fine. From a top-down perspective, it looks pretty stupid. He's watching me to make sure that I'm not too high when I go home after having sex with the girl that I've known for 25 years, who's had plenty of high sex with everybody else, but not with me. Oh, no. With me, it's different. Setting aside for the moment how stupid that sounds, the difference is not that they are, watching over me. The difference is, I don't really know how they think of it. I don't know what they know. I know they know something, and they don't seem to mind. God, what a bitch. Anyway, I don't know much about the situation, but I got detained on the way home and then released. I was in handcuffs in the back of a police car, and then I had the handcuffs taken off and then told, don't drive, and then they drove off. And then I didn't drive, and then I did drive, and now I'm home. This is much better than my previous experiences when I was drunk and then given to Dewey. Don't have one of them. No. What I have is wisdom and a mandate and permission. A whole bunch of other shit. I didn't think it would matter that much, but I guess it matters a whole bunch to some people. Like, I hadn't had sex with that woman in 12 years. I didn't think she ever really liked it that much. Turns out it was a bit more complicated than that. And then rather than tell me the truth, a bunch of fucking know-it-alls decided to leverage themselves against it. And then, not sure how that worked out for them. Because they set up a fake fight rather than tell me anything on Christmas Eve. And that was the ambush I walked into. Now, I'd love to complain about it, but, I don't know the agency that's in charge of that kind of thing. And then, it's kind of flattering, right? Like, they love me so much they can't tell me the truth, so they have to set up a fake fight involving 3 glass sheet pans of lasagna. Weird. Yeah. And where's the video? How is it that all the video is gone? Wow. It must be fucking super fucking awesome, huh? Because, I just walked in the door, and then she was supposed to kill me. She didn't kill me. No. Instead, I handed her ass, and then divulged a bunch of military secrets to the population, just by virtue of surviving. Huh. Cool. So that's why I don't need a job. Because I did that. And everybody else who was faced with that similar scenario, I guess they either failed, or they didn't do it as stylish as I did, or they didn't see it coming. I'm not sure. But I feel pretty good after a couple of years of this. I'm not getting to see the woman, but that's actually okay. I don't think anybody knows where she is. I think she's been driven underground. I think she's so embarrassed that she was so wrong that she's going to go make damn sure that things are right this time. Because this was the second time. If it happens the third time, I think she might have to offer me one of her children's scalps or some shit. I don't know what the rules are, but this tribal decision thing, it's no joke. I'm okay with it. Embarrassing people, it's fine with me. I was embarrassed plenty. And the reason why I was embarrassed was because nobody told me anything, and they wanted to embarrass me. And unbeknownst to them, that didn't actually work very well, since, after high school, I knew there was something going on, and I still don't know what's going on. Still don't know. But definitely something super important to a lot of people. Yeah. Oh, and some of them are just so upset and beside themselves, and others still are even quiet. And then some more are humbly bringing themselves back into society for some reason. I guess they were scared of something. I don't fucking know. Do not fucking know. I do know that had anybody told me that there was a guy running around interviewing women that I used to date, I would be real interested in knowing that. And then that nobody told me that seems intriguing. Yeah. And then I wonder how much it had to do with that woman. I don't know. I'd have to talk to a medical professional about that. I'm not really worried about it, but I am kind of mildly curious. And then, some people just don't seem to be too happy about how it worked out. Probably because I'm alive, motherfuckers, and I'm in the house, and it's not that badly damaged, and I know what to do, and I know why things are the way they are. Now, I don't know how many of you out there know why things are the way they are, but I didn't know why Christmas happened. Nevertheless, I still got ignored and insulted and yelled at by people who are now doing other stuff. I don't fucking know what. They probably don't need to be tracked down. Yeah. I don't really know what happens to those kind of people, but it's at a different level from human reality that I'm comfortable with. Like when you're dealing with people who can stop time and travel faster than light and move people's bodies from one fucking soul group to another. When they can traffic people like that, and then nobody knows what to do about it forever until I show up. And then suddenly people know what to do all of a sudden. It's amazing. I can see why I can't talk about it. Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to. And then nobody really needs to be told anything other than that I'm alive. And all those thuggy little douchebags who were laughing and scheming and doing all kinds of shit before, they're all fucked. Fucked. I don't know where they are, but they're still afraid of me. I think that's funny. Like now it's like now they're gonna fucking turn the tide by being afraid. Ooh, we gotta be on guard against Jackstar. We thought he was easy before, but now he's serious. No, I'm not serious at all. I'm just bored. I already won years back. Victory is already assured. I didn't know what victory was going to consist of, but when a woman who pissed me off a long time ago suddenly calls me up and then acts like she likes me and then gets pissed off when I don't do things her way and then seals me off from all of society and then tells a bunch of lies about me and then conspires with other women to get me to be fucked off and alone. It's hard for me to complain when somebody kills her. especially since she's effectively immoral. And I don't know when these salty harpy bitches got to this level of reality, but clearly they did a bunch of fucking drugs. And then rather than tell me about any of this, the company just toddled them off up against me. Figured 7 harpy witches could probably figure out a way to take out one Hungarian, right? No, they didn't. Now, I don't know where they are. Kind of curious, but apparently they've all changed their name to A.F. Shaw, and then I guess they're kind of mad at me. I can imagine why, because they're lesbians, and they hate men. They've been genetically rewired through drug use to hate men and be trapped in some sort of loveless power dynamic involving no dicks and a totem pole of lipstick lesbians. I'm not sure quite what they do, but that's fine with me. I don't want these bitches attracted to me. And if they hate me, so much the better. I don't know what they did before, but there was some sort of belief system where I should have been considered myself lucky to just even get to hang around them. Not so much. Not so much. Yeah. So I could tell a story, but it would be a little premature. It would also seem rude, and it would be gloating. It would also ensure that I would have a virtual impossible time trying to breed with her family, because I would have made them lost face. I don't want anybody to lose face, but they're gonna. Like, wow. They got it all wrong. I don't give a shit about any of these women. Yeah. For one thing, I know that they're not real, right? For another, they get deliberately wound up to create a false scenario so that people can show people who I do care about photos of me to imply things aren't as they appear to be, but they actually aren't. And then ideally the person has a freak-out session when they get jealous or something. I'm not sure. Some kind of MKUltra honeypot monarch controller maneuver or something. Something that used to work all the time until they tried it on me. MKUltra. Yeah. Serious business. Yeah. Good thing somebody did something about it. Who was that? I think his name was Leopold, and I think it happened on May 5th. I'm not sure, but the day that the first congressman flew down to South America to find out what the fuck is the CIA doing with all these clones down in Guyana, they killed them all with Kool-Aid. Like that was the plan. They were going to flagrantly flaunt the law and do whatever they wanted until somebody finally noticed, and then when that person noticed, they were going to be shot as soon as they got out of the plane, and then after that they were going to go kill all the people. That was their plan. And then all the people dying was going to be cover for what they were actually doing, which was destroying the records of the family trees, and then they could start the program up somewhere else, because they really accomplished all they wanted to accomplish before, when they had an entire colony of clones. Like, eventually, I guess you get tired of having a farm of sex slaves. I don't know. But that Jim Jones thing, there was way more to it than anybody thought. Similarly, my case, way more to it than anybody thinks. If anybody thinks at all. I don't know if they do. And then, I don't really care if they do. I didn't really want to be famous. Yeah, and then these two monumental idiots told the internet that I was a needle junkie. Now, here's why that's a problem. I'm not a needle junkie, but I do know how to use them. And now everybody who likes that kind of thing knows that I'm that kind of guy. And I haven't been overwhelmed with requests yet, but technically just having one is a monumental thing. Also, all the women who aren't getting that are going to want to spurg out and destroy anybody who cheats. Kind of like, you cut mine, I'll cut you, and then it's a bloodbath. Yeah. So even though I'm surrounded by people who really love to shoot up and get high and have sex, I still haven't gotten to, which seems a little awkward. Right? I haven't really done that very much, And then some people have done it all the time. And then the one person who I conceivably could do that with, her father has commanded me not to give her crystal, which I think that would count. I think if I shot her up with crystal, I think that would count as giving it to her. And then she hasn't given me any, and then she doesn't remember having asked me about it. It's this weird situation. Yeah, that's fucking fine with me. I didn't even know this thing was a thing until, well, I got screamed at a lot about it. And then, well, being told that I had already done something, and then further being told that I wasn't supposed to do it, and then having always wanted to anyway, I figured that would be the best way to make my point. And then what my point is, it's really not for the purpose of the average viewer or listener, but let's put it this way. That woman is never going to call 911 on anyone ever again, including me. Like, I don't know if it was the plan. I don't know if it was instinct. I don't know which one did it. But there doesn't need to be any argument. That woman's never going to do that shit again. I have no idea where she is. I don't care where she is. I didn't go to see the eclipse. I stayed home. I wonder if she knew that was going to happen when she called the police. I wonder if she knew what she was doing. I wonder who she was. I wonder, was she within a rational state of mind? Was she capable of knowing how many of her fucking sisters had badges? Did she have a badge? I have no idea. I came home and then discovered a big bunch of bullshit. And then since then, no hugs. No comforting. Just a bunch of sneery, sidelong, suspicious glances. I can see why. Yeah. Wow. Things were not as I was led to believe they were. Wow. And now I know. Like, all of it. Right? Some of the finer details I don't know about. I certainly don't know anybody's address. But everything else I know. I can see why it was hard to tell me. Yeah. And then, unsurprisingly, I'm okay with it. With the whole thing. I'm also okay with everyone else being really embarrassed. Like, I've been embarrassed too, but apparently that's all right. If I'm embarrassed, that's all right. But if other people are embarrassed, apparently that's a real problem for some. Something to do with, I don't know, but generally how Leos compare themselves to others is by big displays of rambunctiousness, like roar. Yeah. Anyway, I've embarrassed them all, which is a real problem for them. I'm not supposed to be able to do that. Yeah. So, consequently, I don't know how bad it is, but it looks pretty bad. I don't see any of the people that I used to see anymore. I don't know if that means they're incarcerated, or they're dead, or they're just embarrassed. They're probably not working together, plotting behind the scenes to destroy me. Probably. I think there are some few who keep on wanting to try that because, oh boy, I bet they hate me. But historically, that hasn't worked out well. For them. For me, it's quite an eye opener. I've never seen so many fucking misguided, half-hearted attempts to try and make things better through larceny and violence all at the same time, like over and over. It's like they're insane and keep trying to do the same thing over and over, expecting different results. It's almost as though like they're all fucking addicted to drugs. Wow. So it of course makes sense that they've all been placed into positions of power where they get to push me around and sneer at me and levy fines against me and take my shit. That seems reasonable, right? Yeah. To them, that seems reasonable. Because they're in denial, right? I didn't know how effective it was going to be, so I didn't really plan on this happening, or actually that anybody be so stupid. But I'm thankful that I'm not a medical professional, because what I'm doing is really unethical. Technically, I could hire a lawyer and then have the court do something about the situation, but I don't want to. And then I'm pretty happy with the situation. Crazy bitch can't talk to me, and then I'm on record as not trying to contact her. And then I'd like to contact other people, but I guess they're concerned about how Crazy Bitch is going to respond. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who Crazy Bitch is, but oh, she's out there. Yeah. And then having herself frozen out of her bank accounts because her lower self called the police and told a bunch of lies to dispatch, and then ended up freezing all the accounts for her Thuggy Piggy empire. That's a real shame. I didn't even know there was a Thuggy Piggy empire. And then I thought there was one because they were working for the military. Maybe they weren't. Maybe they were independent. Maybe they got caught. Wow. Wow, that must suck. Wow. I don't know what anybody was up to, but since I wasn't a part of it, don't really give a shit what happens to them. Yeah. Didn't really want to hang out with a bunch of criminal smugglers, really. Yeah. I mean, it sounds kind of alluring, but for one thing, they were led by a real asshole. And then for another, I'm not into breaking the law. Yeah. Some people, they love to be outlaw. The thrill of getting away with it. I don't like that. I like being calm and relaxed while I get my drink on and my smoke on. I don't like to gamble. Okay? So, that's why I get to sit here, or stand here, in my house in the middle of almost nowhere, and do all the drugs I want. Because I only want to do the ones that I can, and I didn't fuck up big time. Some people fucked up big time. They fucked up so bad, I guess they can't talk to me anymore. Wow. What a bummer. Wonder how that shit happens. Huh. Well, I'll be sure to ask them later. It's really only a matter of time until I can talk to them again. Technically, I could talk to them now, but out of respect and courtesy, I'm not going to isolate the ones that have been, set aside by the courts in their infinite wisdom. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4. Somewhere between 4 and 7 women have legal protections to keep them from having to deal with me. Now, this seems a bit much even to me, right? But considering, actual money gets paid out to people to keep this from happening, especially now that I've discovered that's the case. I thought they were just, non-existent to my life. But it turns out they were part of this ongoing criminal conspiracy to hover around me, doing unlawful surveillance, and then take advantage of my life. Turns out people do that shit. Yeah. They don't do it. They don't do it so much anymore. And they certainly don't do it the way they did it before. Before, they did it with relative impunity, and they were untouchable and unstoppable. Now, they're not unstoppable. Yeah. I'm not in a hurry to stop them, since I don't even know who's going to prison, or who went to prison, or anything. Nobody tells me jack or shit, which I can't wait to find out why that is. But in the interim, while I await the wisdom of the District Court of Coles County to make up its fucking mind, I gotta say this. Things have gotten better for me since I started paying attention. And I really wanted to pay attention before, but I called people, and then they seemed to not be willing to believe the notion that, number one, I might be innocent, number two, I might be doing everything I could, and number three, what's their fucking problem? Oh, I guess I guess they thought I should be doing something else or doing more or doing it better or I don't know. A lot of frustrated giving up I've experienced. However, I don't think anybody else could have actually done anything about it, considering nothing could have worked until somebody talked to me. And still, none of these bitches have fucking talked to me. Like, they act like I'm some sort of monkey that can pretend to talk, but doesn't actually need to be attended to as if they were a rational being. I'm not really sure how that's coming about. Saw it on the judge. He was talking about me, but not to me. And then he didn't seem to be too impressed with me speaking normally. And then I wasn't real impressed with the guy trying to impersonate me. And then this whole thing being handled the way it is, it's really just a bad scene. Yeah, it's a bad scene entirely. Like, people are going to be disappointed when they find out the truth. They're just burning through this money because they're fucking skeeved out drug addicts. They don't think they're caught. They're in denial. And then I've shamelessly exploited this for my own benefit. Hear those frogs? I'm their sire. I piss in their pond. I don't shit in their pond. I shit on the other side of the porch. And even though I don't care for the way it presents to the outside world, I will say this. Turning off my water has really brought me closer to nature. And getting the water back on, that'd be nice. Yeah. But, not quite as nice as the certain knowledge that I have made my fucking point, have I not? Have I not? Anybody have any questions on what my point was? Well, frankly, I don't really remember. It's been so many fucking months since I talked to that person. It's hard for me to say what she might actually be responding to at this point, especially since she's been doing what for 2 years? What did they do? Did they kill her? Did they sell her? Did they put her in charge? Did they brainwash her? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck happened? And then why didn't anybody tell me? Oh yeah. Because there were these 3 dudes that were trying to kill me and replace me with one or the other. They all failed, obviously. Or rather, they didn't finish succeeding. I certainly died, I guess, maybe. And then this does seem like hell. But most importantly, I don't hate the woman, and I don't need to break up with her, and I haven't committed adultery. And I'm not done tracking these fuckers down. It's way more exciting than sex. Like, I don't know, were they under duress? Were they being blackmailed? Or did they just hate me that much? I don't know, but I've never had nemesis like this, and then I'm still not mad at them. They're like toddlers to me, and then whatever they're doing, well, they seem real blustery, and I guess they realize they have to talk to me. I guess everybody else is like running out on them. I'm not sure, but the guys who thought they were gonna take over my life and embarrass me, they didn't get away. Like, people know. And they're stuck with what they did. And I'm laughing because I don't really care about what they did. Like, admittedly, it's kind of lame that I had to spend 3 years doing nothing. But on the bright side, I did save my country. Still have a constitution. I'm not in prison. I'm not going to prison. People are starting to respect me again. They also are kind of terrified of me, but that's okay. I'm kind of terrified of me too. I had no idea that this was going to end up working out this way. And that's why I asked to be read in. Right? And sure, it's complicated, but Still, I could have been read in a little. And then, I don't need to explain in public what everybody failed to read me in on, but enough people know that since I'm smiling, and I'm not really faking it, and I'm not in prison, and the other people are still pretending that they didn't do something, it's really satisfying to me. Really satisfying. I love that woman. But I didn't give a shit about putting my dick in her. Various reasons, but I found out some things that made the relationship hard to continue. And I would have been happy to have addressed the issue, and then instead, the people controlling her were happy to throw me in jail under bullshit pretext and then spirit her away. And laugh at me. And leave a paper trail. Now, I have no idea how this came about. None. I can't wait to find out. Since I'm not mad, I guess it might have been sorcery of some kind, or demonic possession, or just plain old stupidness. I don't know. Or instant karma. I'm not sure. It's still ongoing, and I'm already satisfied. So, I think I'm going to be good. I know I don't need vengeance. I'm really not a vengeful kind of guy. And if I did ever need vengeance, the shit that I've seen happen since then. Friends, I can't really talk to you about it. It would be insulting. It might be witness tampering. It certainly would be gloating. But I'm basically okay in a way that I couldn't have been any other way. If I had called the police, and if I'd had a lawyer, if I'd paid money and tried to get justice, I wouldn't be happy. Oh no. I also wouldn't know all this cool shit that I know now. All of which sounds like spurged off nonsense. So I probably won't get in trouble for it. And then a whole bunch of people who know enough to know that I'm not talking shit and also have security clearances, they can't really do anything about it. Because I'm not really trying to make a mess. And then I don't give a shit if the consolidation of power in the United States is harder now that the secrets of various things are getting out there. I don't like secrets, right? I don't actually know what people are upset about, since I don't know what it was that was supposed to be secret. But I found out some things, and then I talked about it openly. Even though I was surrounded by several people who said things like, "Shut up, Jack. Stop talking, Jack. You're busy yapping, Jack." There's this notion that things shouldn't be said, and then that being snide to me is going to do something about it. It hasn't. Yeah. I mean, I have nothing better to do than find out what their fucking problem is. I guess they come from a different world. I guess they imagine that they have power over me, or that they're going to do something to me that I'm going to fucking be worried about. Like, I just don't know. But they're openly breaking the law. I guess they get to do that, or they forgot that it matters, or they think, I don't know. It probably has something to do with them being skeeved off drug addicts. Typically when somebody's in full-on relapse denial, they're not really aware of what they're doing. And then I've leveraged that mercilessly. Since I'm not a medical professional, it's not really unethical of me to take advantage of the situation. If I were a doctor, or if I were a substance abuse counselor, or if I were any kind of accredited person, what I would be doing would be turned monstrous. Since, I just found myself not caring about the plights of toils of anybody after I got pushed too far and stopped making my own stores of oxytocin. Now, I could just get a hug. I could get a whore. I could start using opiates. I don't know, I could write poetry. There's a lot of things I could do to replenish my oxytocin. Instead, I've deliberately kept it on the zero so that I can be more, merciless, calculating, cunning at this stage of my life. I think it's important, since my feelings have probably cost me something in the past, and then certainly I mean, they're not my favorite people in the world, but these people that I used to have intimate feelings for, I do feel bad for them. A little bit. Not as bad as I feel for other things that I think are important. But it used to be my compassion would be something I wouldn't be able to just sweep aside. Now it's negligible. It's just something I talk about to make a point. It doesn't even exist. Like, what's the problem? Why didn't they come over here and address things when they could? I don't give a shit. Like, I don't even have curiosity anymore. It's just gone. Burnt out. Cinders. Gone with the wind. About stuff that used to really matter to me. So, I suppose that why the court's suggesting that I might need to go to a mental institution. They might want me to actually see a doctor first, which I haven't done yet for just basically one reason. I don't really want to embarrass anybody. There's definitely things I need to talk to a doctor about, but primarily I need to report the way that I've been abused. Gonna have to report certain things. It's not that I'm afraid of telling them, or that I'm nervous about it or embarrassed. It's that I know what's going to happen afterwards. It's not going to go well for some people. I don't know who, but I do know that it's not going to go well, right? And since I don't know who those people are, it's kind of hard for me to exploit the situation. And then I don't really need to exploit the situation. I just need to watch it. I was supposed to be dead, and I was supposed to be miserable. Instead, I'm alive. I'm happy as clam. And people who are going to be happy to exploit me, they're miserable in ways I guess they didn't anticipate. Like this one chick. She's not as smart as she used to be. And then she had a chance to have her brain healed somehow. And then it was getting better, and then somebody, I think they kidnapped her and raped her to death, or something. I'm not sure. There's this group of men who don't want me talking to this woman, since she used to be a real good earner in the prostitution field. I don't know if she was a madam or a money launderer or just sucked dick really well. I don't know, but she's not as much fun to be around as she was before. Since she's either sucking dick and lying about it, or she doesn't remember, or she knows she's missing something. I'm not sure at all. Nobody talks to me about it, except for her dad, who yelled at me on the front lawn, told me not to give her crystal. Huh. It was weird. Like, I'm a 50-year-old man. I've known this woman 25 years. I've never given her crystal. All of a sudden, on the front lawn, and don't give it to her. And he also said this: he suspected me of giving her hash. Right? Now, I don't know what he meant, but whatever he meant to intimidate me and make me stop what I was doing, which was way more exciting than sex for me at the time. Still is. I've lived without sex for a while. Kind of curious if I have space herpes or HIV/AIDS or whatever. The test didn't say so, and I don't appear to have symptoms, but these days, it's really hard to say. Yeah. And then the whole notion is just kind of abhorrent to me since, there was the whole thing with my wife getting raped to death, which I know it sounds like I'm just asking for attention, but something did happen. And then if it had gone the other way, where I was unhappy about it, there'd be a bunch of dudes who would be working 24/7 to figure out new ways to insult me about it. But instead, it went my way, so they're kind of cranky about it. I don't know exactly what that entails, but it's not my fault that the women aren't as much fun to party with now that the women are more awake, right? Because I guess the women were kind of asleep before. some sort of coma or an anesthesia combined with explaining to these women that I were dead, and then when they found out that I was alive, it just wasn't as satisfying having empty sex on drugs with a bunch of thuggy piggy douchebags. I can see why. I am kind of fascinating, and then I don't actually like hanging out with thuggy piggy douchebags. So when I find myself surrounded by them, I'm not quite sure what to do, since I can't just beat them all up. It's bad on the brand. And then, damn, some of these dudes have, like, technology and rank and paychecks and resources and badges and shit. Like, wow. I can see why some of them were a real problem. Yeah. And the notion that for 5 years that woman had to deal with some dude like that, and she couldn't just tell me, like, can that really happen? Did that really happen? Like, there's no way. Like, I discounted that possibility because all she would have had to do was tell me, and I could have handled it. But can't handle what's not there. And then I guess she thought she'd have to just set me up or something. Anyway, long story short, I'm not going to be mad at that person for calling the police. I understand how that can happen. Nor do I think that she needs to do it again. Nor do I think that she's going to, secretly kill me. That would be a blessing at this point. And then I don't think she'd get away with it anyway, since the whole world knows I'm a hero. And I didn't have to talk about her children or what really happened or, go out of my way to embarrass anybody. I mean, I could have, but I chose not to. I figured that'd be nicer. Now, contrast that to her friends who surrounded her in 2021? Yeah, I think. Anyway, they were on the internet, and they were using her to embarrass me. And they did it a lot. I've got archives of their fucking video work. It was pretty vile. And all those people are gone. I don't know where. They're just gone. I don't know if they are still around pretending to be somebody else. I don't know if they went to jail. I don't know if they killed themselves. I don't know if they're sitting in a fucking fetal position, fucking crying their eyes out. I don't know. They're just poof, gone. At least from my view. That's good, since I was kind of annoyed with them. And then I guess they took money to ensure that they never talked to me again or something. The rumors are pretty fucking thick, right? I do know that I understand why they're gone, and I don't really want to, cry and ask for them to come back. But the fact is that these people got in my fucking way, and they became annihilated. I'm reluctant to describe how badly I feel about some of the things I experienced. I don't want to tell stories about what happened for fear that would identify anybody and then make things worse. I was miserable, and these people laughed at me and then took drugs and had sex with each other for months, if not years. And this was legal. Sanctioned. De rigueur, as they say. It was the way things were done. I was told openly to shut up, that I was a schizo, and repeatedly subjected to verbal abuse in public by people who didn't think anything of it. Didn't think it mattered. I haven't written down all these examples and then, filed lawsuit. That's not how I'm going to deal with the situation, but plenty of people do. Saw an advertisement for a legal firm. Morgan & Morgan, is online bullying a problem? Tell us your story. We can get you money. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want money. I mean, I'm going to be forced to deal with it, but, I don't want money. I want those men's daughters to grow up hating their fathers. To think of bile and revulsion when they think of their father, and then to ignore them and hang out with somebody else. That's what I want now. Isn't that sick? Like, that's replaced my desire for sexual congress. Not that a person really needs an obsessive desire for sex. I don't really think I'm obsessed with sex. I do know that I don't care anymore right now. I mean, I'm not even sure if the woman I love is alive, let alone going to stay out of prison. And then some thuggy piggy douchebag in a black robe in some podunk county, he's the one making the decision on whether or not I get to talk to her again. And then rather than ask any questions or do anything sensible, he just keeps on giving himself continuances for no reason, while not having to account for what he's done to my life. Way to go, dude. Like, the situation isn't tense enough. I gotta deal with this guy acting like I don't matter. Well, I guess I don't. Certainly I've been sidelined, and then certainly I'm relieved to have an easier time making a decision, but it's kind of disappointing that the only plan for keeping himself out of the way of my burning desire to see him suffer or destroy my life is just a guarantee that I'm not going to do that, which is something I've given. I don't want to do that. I mean, he's a scumbag. But is he worth upsetting my fucking life over? No. I think the jokes I made about him were pretty funny. And then, I don't know if anybody else thought they were funny. People don't seem to get to listen to it. I guess this guy's a big deal. There might be political consequences to being seen laughing about it, since this guy might be like one of them uber thug, super, like Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, where he pulls the hard plug out of the fucking slave's chest and drinks their blood just because he's in the mood. Like, maybe this is that kind of a fucking twisted dude. Don't know. I know I don't care. They've long since pushed me past the point where I give a shit. Well, I'm relieved it's not any worse. I might have a nervous breakdown someday, but not today, and not anytime soon. There's very little more satisfying than getting to have sex and then leaving and then getting pulled over and then getting let go and then driving home and then I still can't call her. Yeah. Something wrong with the phone. Something gets in the way. There's something weird going on with my friend. I wonder what I should do about that. Well, I don't know what to do, and then I could go to a doctor and I could report to all this. It's going to set off alarm bells, right? The thuggy piggy machinators of all this shit, they don't understand how the law works. I barely do either. I do know that I haven't complained about a lot of shit, mostly just because it's embarrassing, not because it's not against the law. Like, there's this guy online. He was stalking me, felony harassment, creepy sex pred stuff. I didn't really complain. I kind of thought that'd be counterproductive, since I was hoping he didn't think it bothered me, and I was hoping that he would get caught for breaking the law. And since he was working for the police, he was kind of dicey. And then I think he was the father of one of my friends. I don't know. It's real weird what these people were doing. So I guess it's okay that it's real weird what I'm doing. I'm not going to worry about it at all. And then if these people want to abuse their children, there's not a lot I can do about that. But I wouldn't mind hanging out with the people they don't want me to hang out with. But I guess that's bad for them. I imagine they lose money or something, or they have to go back on their statements, or well, I don't know. Since somebody spent years putting a false narrative in the court system, and then surprise, none of it matches up with reality, which has really got to be inconvenient for people now facing perjury, obstruction, and the dawning realization that, wow, it probably shouldn't fucked with Jackstar. Yeah, probably shouldn't have. I don't know on a daily basis what I want to do with my life now. I know I don't want to spread any sexual diseases, so I've deliberately put myself in a position where I can't possibly be suspected. These people would blame anything on me, and they have. And then a lot of people fell for it. Very disappointing. I'll probably have to change my name and hide, which is fine. As long as I can still publish under my name, and as long as the people I went to high school with get to hear the truth, which is, oh boy, did I get even. Wow, let me tell you what I found out. Not in public, but at an appropriate time. I can't wait to talk to a few people. Nobody knows who I'd like to talk to from high school. I don't want to talk to that one that's obsessed with me. I mean, I kind of do, but it's awkward, given reasons. And then her mewling coterie of lickspittle clingers on, who didn't take very good care of her. I don't know, were they hanging on to the clone, or were they just that fucked off, or I don't know, but wow. I couldn't tell if it was a decoy or something, but this guy who broke my hand, he bullied me on Facebook at the wrong time. And in response to his one-line jab, I spurred out like 8 or 9 paragraphs of totally actionable intel, and then just laid it on him and ignored him. I don't know what happened from him. I do know that he was not very nice to me. Probably because I was his rival, I guess. I don't know. I deliberately avoided the whole scene, only to find that they stalked me my whole life, which is creepy and weird. Yeah. How does a defense contractor get that kind of power? How did I let that happen? How did I not notice? Well, I actually did kind of notice. I just didn't understand what was happening at all. I do understand kind of now. Tammy's not getting her end. I don't know what her end was, but this chick used to openly mock me behind my back and count on sympathy for others, because what had happened to her was just so terrible. Never occurred to her to think about what had happened to me, or why. Nobody's really clear on all that either. It's definitely not what people thought. And, I'd prefer not to talk about it too. Now, in the meantime, what people have done with this information, I'm horrified by. I was already going to go to my house, and then somebody tried to deliberately lead me to go to the house so that I would get a contact violation because they wanted to get rid of me. And they thought that I'd feel bad. I don't. I walked in the back door, and upon entering the domicile, I detected the aroma of wet cunt. Somebody was obviously on the phone having phone sex. I guess that embarrassed her. I didn't care. I knew that's what she was doing. Right? So, why was I supposed to? Why couldn't this person just talk to me? Huh? Why were they pushing her around? And then, did she really deserve that? I don't think so. But she had her chance. I warned her. I said, "Hey, you're gonna wake up one day and you'll be in bed with your rapist, and I'll be gone, and you won't be able to see me." And then she laughed and giggled. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that actually happened. And then that guy kind of still haunts me. Yeah. So good thing she called the police, and then good thing she reported her assault to her hidden Masonic husbands. Good thing she did all this shit without telling me fucking word one. Like, honestly, I could have handled all this shit. I have to know that it's there, and then I have to have an inkling of what to do about it. But I would have been able to do something rather than nothing at all. And I didn't know why I had been abandoned after Christmas, but I did know that the only people who were sent to help me didn't help. And then after that, somebody was sent also not to help me. Well, I don't know where those people are, but I haven't seen them since. And boy, did they fuck things up. Since then, I've seen other people. They have like this kind of peculiar quality to them. It's like they're from another planet, and they think they know better, and then they lie to me and try to push me around. It's so weird. And they get kind of snippy with me. It's like they are mad that I know myself better than they do. It's like they are upset that they can't push me around. That might actually be it, since I burned out all my memory engrams in the 90s. Not sure how this pushing people around thing works, but it looks like some people think they're masters, and then others thought that they would be slaves, and they'd have to obey. And then when they tried all that shit on me, it just harmlessly bounced off. So I, of course, pretended that it worked for years. And then at an unexpected time that was at most advantageous to myself, I revealed myself to be a free and independent agent. Does that unbeatable military strategy make people look fat? See, I don't know. I do know that kind of unexpectedly so. I don't really know exactly how to capitalize my position, but I'm definitely not dead, and I'm not going to jail, and then I'm not too embarrassed, and I don't think I've pissed off too many cops. A number of cops are kind of annoyed with me, since I'm openly, flagrantly defying their power, according to the points of view of some. But mostly it's just that I'm not in trouble, so they can't shove me around, and they don't have jurisdiction, and they never did, and I was just pretending. So, ha 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 ha. Not sure what anyone's going to do about this, but since they didn't do anything right in the first place, it's kind of okay for me to make fun of them publicly, since I'm not trying to harm them. I think public embarrassment is probably going to be very healing for them, and then I certainly don't want to overthrow the country or start a revolution or overthrow the justice system. I think the American justice system is the finest that's ever been invented by man, almost as good as divine court, and it's all worth it, what they're doing. I do think they could have been nicer in the beginning and explained more, but instead they tried to harvest me, and by that I mean kill me and take my stuff. I don't know if the law is supposed to work that way everywhere or just here, but it was expected that I would be dead by now and that people would be taking my shit, and that's not happening. I'm still here 2 years later. No fear of the police. They pulled me over and then let me go. That's pretty powerful. Yeah. I'm not really exploiting my innocence so I can take advantage of them, but there's definitely a bunch of people who are doing way more evil shit than I've ever done, so it might be time for them to experience reprisals, maybe. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not in charge of that kind of thing. I am in charge of myself, though. Definitely. That's why I'm pretty calm. I don't have to go and do certain things, and I don't have to worry about certain things, and I don't care why the fuck the fucking little piggy court is doing their fucking shit the way they're doing it. I don't care. I'm sure they have their reasons, right? And it's not for me to criticize unknowable parts, right? But whether this Hayes guy is dirty or whether he's just obnoxious, I don't care. Either way. I wouldn't kid him. He's kind of cute with those sideburns. If he's got a sister, I'll date her. I don't know what happened to Ms. Foster and her lingerie drawer, but I do know that I'm still not happy about that being released. I still don't understand the situation very well. And, yeah, I didn't have anything to do with Mar-a-Lago or January 6th or lingerie drawer searching. I just said that just because it seemed right. And then the guy who was like, Mr. Cousy! Who the fuck was that guy? And why did he think he get to talk to people like that? Like, as if I was an unruly child, right? Oh, no. I'm not innocent. I'm not presumed innocent. I'm not the primary victim. I'm just a dude who gets to get yelled at like that by some dude who is also supposedly going to look out for my interests. Yeah, guess what? He didn't. Yeah. What happened to that guy? I don't know. I know he's probably not enjoying having sex with that woman he used to possess. I guess he had some sort of leverage over somebody, and then I guess it ended up working against him in some way that I can't really go into, but let's just put it this way. He probably shouldn't have fucked with me. And other than that, he's inconsequential to me. Other people took over from him that are also annoying, and wow, it's almost exactly like what happened when my friend got back from Texas and California and Oklahoma, but it's another woman, and I don't care nearly so much. This is what they were going to do over and over and over to everyone that I cared about. So I'm thankful that I stopped them at 2, maybe 3, depending on how you count it. Yeah, I would have been better equipped to do something else, but I was lied to by these people for a number of years, and then laughed at too, of course. So bottom line is I'm not too concerned about going the extra mile for these people. Not at all. And since I've succeeded in keeping my friends alive and not sold off for fucking organ meat, I feel pretty cool. I'm not having sex with them, but that's okay. I don't really need to. I'm not a sex obsessive. And the people who are, well, maybe those people can be put in custody. Maybe they can have their own little kangaroo court at their long talk therapy meeting. I don't know. They can do whatever they want. I could give 2 shits. I'm alive. People know that she was alive. I don't know if she's alive now. Maybe she has to fake her death. I don't fucking care. She can come back for. She's immortal. She's got powers, right? And whether that's a sublimely complicated coping strategy or the actual truth, in either case, I'm not breaking any security oaths, and it's a free country. I have freedom of speech, and if anybody wants to sue me for describing how one is made as immortal, they're welcome to file damages, right? In the meantime, yeah, I'm not so upset about it, right? Jesus, like they were on her ass. They wanted to break her. Huh. Well, they eventually did. And it's all documented. Unless everybody who's saw that on YouTube wants to get their mind reprogrammed, or if they want to delete all the copies, or et cetera, et cetera. It's funny how they don't have those same powers anymore. I guess it used to be really easy to do that. That was because nobody knew about it, and it sounded crazy. Now, still sounds crazy, because it is. And then people know about it, because I got arrested on Christmas, and holy shit, am I still pissed about it, right? Mostly there's no apology, right? It's just not good optics. Yeah. There's still a contingent of people going, blah, 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 blah. You get a job. They don't want me talking too much. They don't want me having sex with people I care about. They want me out of the way. Still, to this day. And, well, I guess they've got a right to feel that way, since I'm not really complaining about it. They're inconsequential. And then number 2, the more they focus on me, the less they focus on my ex, who, you know what? I don't know where she is. They took her away and haven't let me see her again. And her name isn't even Ava Shaw, or is it? Yeah. So on top of this surreal experience, I got the judge acting like an asshole. Like what? Okay. It's not going to push me over the edge, certainly. I've already way been over the edge, but it's not really helpful to him, you know. It's not going to make him look good to future historians, let's say. And then I don't care what he thinks he's got going on now. Things can always change. Yeah. I don't have the desires that he might think I do. And being in the position where I'm at has made me have new desires. For example, I really want to break up with the woman before I take another lover. Because I'd frankly like to continue having the relationship I had before the other one, before she got replaced. And then whichever one they think they have, I don't know which one that is. And not being able to talk to this woman, it's really made things complicated for myself and a bunch of other people. I guess somebody thought that was a good idea. I know what we'll do. We'll play them against each other and then we can profit. I guess that worked. All right. I guess thuggy piggy lunch money bullies. I guess that worked over and over and over until this time. Fucking it don't work. Period. I guess it can. I guess some people go along with it. This time nobody's going along with it, and I'm in a position to choke the life out of this fucking philosophy. Like, what the fuck? I was literally coming home to give up, and then they started a bitch fest, and then lied to the court over and over, and made it impossible for the court to ignore the fact that, oh wait, what'd you do to this guy? I don't know what they did to me. I don't know why they did it. I guess they got paper going years back that says that I'm a dangerous individual. Not really. No, that was somebody else who was trying to trade places with me. I don't know what happened to him. He lied. That guy's really upset because he didn't get away with nothing. And then I meant what I said. I'm friendly towards him, but I also meant what I said. You bust a deal, you face the wheel. And this guy has got wheel facing all over his fuck. I don't know how bad it is, but it's so bad that they have to play along with the bullshit they've done already, rather than just call me and apologize. Now that's pretty bad, since I think I know who they are, but like if they can't apologize, then I wonder what they might think is going to happen, since at this point an apology is really the only thing that can save any of them, since I don't care about any of them. I care about their children, maybe, probably not. I never cared about working in the industry that they're in. I guess they never imagined that could be the case, because they're all megalomaniacal sex and drug addicts, which is what happens to people who take these drugs and lie about it for years. I'm not lying. I deliberately set up my whole public persona and plot through life specifically for this outcome. They'd be addicts. I wouldn't be. They would think that I was lying. I wouldn't be. I would be a cheap date, and they would be fucked off addicts. That actually worked out on a level that still staggers my imagination when I think about it. I mean, I don't want to boast, but powerful shit, right? So, of course, it made sense to let a bunch of thugs have access, and not me. I mean, what could possibly have happened with me? Was, I guess, destiny? I'm not sure. But the first people to intercept me when I got out of jail, they were of the opinion that I didn't need to have anything that everybody else had. And then I decided to dedicate my entire life towards having things once I was told not to. I was kind of in a hacked off mood. Still kind of am. Wouldn't mind talking about it under that kind of circumstances, but apparently the right circumstances don't exist, since I guess they're used to working undercover or whatnot. Like, I guess I'm not supposed to know that they have secret powers or something. I guess it's supposed to be something I'm supposed to be respectful of. These fucking beach niggers put me in fucking jail for Christmas and laughed about it. And then it took years before they finally decided to do anything besides trying to kill me. So I'm content that I'm holding it in enough to qualify as being nice about it. Right? Now, I had originally planned on having to wait years and years and years without sex or money. But, number one, I already did that. Number two, I don't think I'm going to have to. Yeah. I don't know quite where to put pressure to make things happen any faster, but I don't really need to make things happen faster. I'm enjoying watching the show. Somebody firebombed my neighbor's house, and the other neighbor's house, it's been locked in stasis, and he's so mad that he can't possibly talk to me. That's probably not the way they thought things were going to go. Probably not. Yeah. From what I gather, these people usually experience a different form of winning than they're currently experiencing. Frankly, I think they're all lucky to be alive. And then I guess they think I need to get a job and then let them have all my stuff. Yeah, it's still weird to me too. Some sort of bias is at play. Yeah. And then I don't really want to make a big mountain out of a molehill. But it seems like people with that much bias shouldn't have been given access to my personal details and allowed to stalk me for decades. Seems like that shouldn't have happened. But, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not in charge of that kind of shit at all. But I am in charge of how I feel about my friend. I'm okay with her being stupid now. Yeah. I don't know who the guy was who kidnapped her and took her to a Holiday Inn and raped her to death after I had sex with her myself. I don't even know if that actually happened, right? But something happened. And then that woman appeared to think that she was better than other people in some way. And she was. But certainly wasn't better than me. For one thing, she disobeyed some rule and got herself brain damaged. And I can see why. Because she's a huge pain in the ass. And although I'm not into abusing women, I can see how turning a woman who used to bother you into a dope-addled sex slave, I can see how that would appeal to a tyrant bully who was gay. Still, it didn't seem very nice to me. And then the notion that they were going to rape me gay, I didn't care for that notion either. Yeah. And then the whole taunting me in public and plotting openly to destroy me and making fun, just because they thought that I was a breeder or soft on either prayer niggers or police or whatever. They really had the wrong idea. Yeah. I suppose I did that on purpose. Anyway, I didn't realize that there was a gay mafia, nor that they were going to be trying to sacrifice me for anything until it was already over. And then I don't have any problem with the gays. I didn't cover for the person who was raping them, and then I didn't really plan on being the villain of the story, right? But I already knew that things were getting fucked up in high school since undercover police officers were feeding fuck-me drugs to high school students when I was 15. So at that point I figured I probably shouldn't have to try so hard to get a cubicle job. You feel me? It wasn't exactly the kind of environment that it was going to make me go, well, this is just the way things are. I'll just have to learn to live with it. Like, no. I've never learned to live with it. And if I were a girl, or I had lots of money, it would have been a tragedy. Instead, it's not a tragedy at all. it's just what people think I should be enduring. Yeah. So. 3 years, one lover, and there's something wrong there now. And then I got pulled over leaving her house, and they let me go. See, they don't really care as long as I'm not giving her drugs. Apparently, there's something about me and Crystal and her that's different, and I guess everybody else can give her stuff and torture her, and I guess that's okay. It's not my area. As I recall, she might have been a big enough bitch to actually deserve that kind of thing. But since she's my friend, and then I'm not invited, it's kind of cruel, kind of harsh. And then that really eats away at a woman's confidence. Part of the rescue thing is to restore that self-confidence. But these people who are in charge of rape gangs, they want to diminish the woman's confidence. So you can see right off the gate, there's conflict between Jackstar and these thuggy piggy bullies that try to push women around online. I guess not everybody's got in the menu. That shit's unlawful, but I can hardly blame people for being skeptical at what I've done. Since I don't even know what I've done. I do know that there's a lot less of certain things happening than used to happen, and then I don't want to think about what used to happen. Anyway, whatever used to happen, the people who used to manipulate and exploit those situations are being punished. How? I cannot say. I'm not allowed to know. Maybe it's secret. Maybe it's just impolite. But I don't have somebody calling me up and laughing about my cat anymore. I have a lot of things not happening anymore. And the reason why is because I took these fuckers out. Boom! Oh yeah. Maybe not in a real obvious way. Probably, hopefully not in a real obvious way. I don't want to be that famous, right? And then I'm kind of embarrassed for everybody. How the fuck could you not all... How couldn't you... How come I had to do this? What the fuck? Well, I don't know. I do know that I'm grateful for the opportunity to show people what things are all about. I'm frankly embarrassed for a lot of you, all things considered. But that's okay. I don't need to have a country that I'm not embarrassed by. I just need to have a country. And bottom line is that I didn't finish college or university, and somebody who said that that was important to do, I guess, was right for her point of view. And then for mine, it was kind of the point. I didn't want to spend money on such things. I didn't want to learn what they were trying to teach, and I especially didn't want to explain to the woman who went to Claremont McKenna College that the initials CMCK were a little obvious, and then all this other stuff was obvious, and then she maybe could have read me in a little sooner, but I guess she's either a backwards time traveler or retarded or that's snooty or I don't know what her deal was. Yeah. But if she ended up brain damaged and locked into a body that she couldn't get out of, that wouldn't upset me, even if I weren't having sex with her, right? Like the whole notion was that they were going to take something away and I was supposed to feel sad. Okay, that happened when I was 15. I've been sad ever since. And people have spent money on making me sadder ever since, not realizing that that was really kind of a waste. Kind of a misapplication of resources. So probably people in charge of oversight could look into that and find out where that money went. I can help track down some of it, but for the most part, I don't really want to get involved because it's your thuggy piggy show. It's your thuggy piggy empire. Every time I go to the fucking communication platforms and I see places where I'm banned by the admins, just infuriates me. Like, why do these abusive fucks have the ability to block me off? Oh, that's right, because people are scared of me, and they hire people to keep them safe, and then those people are mad at me because I've embarrassed them all. So that's understandable, because I really have embarrassed them all. I'd much rather have them be embarrassed than have them give me money. I can't buy another virginity with money. I can't buy another cat with money. Well, I can buy another cat, but not that cat. And then nothing can be valued like the experiences I've had as a result of various things that I can't go into. But let's just say money can't produce certain things, right? Can't. Like that guy who yelled at me on his lawn, "Don't give my daughter crystal." Okay, I'm still not done making that guy miserable. For one thing, I get to keep talking and I don't die. For another, he doesn't even know who he is, because there's some kind of weird kind of memory thing going on. I don't know, but the house is creepy and weird. And then why my friend is there? Like, what the fuck? Wow, what weird. Yeah. And then thankfully I don't have to follow along with that, since I'm not involved, and I'm not complaining, and I'm not calling the police, since the way it looks is that all those people there are kind of like damned to eternity to suffer based on what they did to people in life, which is perfect for me, since she can suffer by not getting to have sex with me, and he can suffer by, I don't know. I don't know what that guy needs to suffer with. He really pissed me off, so I took steps to dismantle him. And that was just like on a whim, on a hunch. I had no idea it would actually work. And I don't know whether to believe that that's her father, who hasn't talked to me in that long, or if he was an actor hired, or I don't need to know. In any case, either way is good for me. It's pretty satisfying. Certainly much more satisfying than having sex would be. And then if I had not had sex with her, I would always wonder, and now I don't wonder. I do wonder if somebody is jealous enough yet, but that also wasn't my idea. I would have preferred to do something else, but I walked into an ambush, and here we are. So, speaking in vague terms about restoration, it's really witness tampering. Yeah, so I could probably sue him for that, and then I don't really want to sue anybody, but I mean, I could. Might get some money. I don't really need money. I will eventually, but for now, the joy of knowing that at least I have more money than the people who called the police on themselves. It's very satisfying, since I could have made a shitload of money with them. They just didn't want me around. So instead of making money, I've sat here making a partial mess that's actually really easy to clean up, assuming I'm involved. If I weren't here to point things out, it'd probably be a super fun site. But since I'm here, it's not that big a deal. Yeah. Not too big a deal. Comparatively, what the fuck is Van Dieven doing? What happened to Deacon? What's Heather Wade? And then who's running those characters? Who was in charge of that network? Remember they were saying, there's no new network. Remember that shit? Okay. So all that stuff got written down and then discussed with other people. And then I'm not privy to that because they never talked to me. Which seems like they didn't really cover all the bases of the investigation. So it could be that What's-Her-Nuts has to, reopen, and then maybe she doesn't want to because she's off the planet already. I don't know. Since none of them want to talk to me, it's kind of hard to speculate. I do know that it's definitely different than it was supposed to be, because it was supposed to be I was blamed for her disappearance and I was unhappy. Now I'm blamed for her family not being as much fun to traffic by dudes who are too afraid to say openly that that's what the problem is. I think that's an upgrade, right? definitely. I also think that it's something that should be made mention of at every opportunity, since I guarantee you, I didn't have to take it this far, but somebody underestimated the things I could do. I'm still pissed. Still pissed. And while I'm pissed, I've got people who think they have influence being snippy with me, barking orders at me, and then I've also got federal investigators watching me, which is cool because I'm obviously the hottest stick in town. And then I got these other people who are only recently aware of the fact that they probably shouldn't have treated me like a fucking drowned wharf rat. They probably should have been a little bit more understanding, since I didn't know any of this until it happened. And then I didn't have to get my dander up until somebody who was drinking ethanol told me not to do crystal. And the reason why she said that is because she was a coke whore, and she had also been told to, tell me not to. That was what I got for Christmas. Now, I don't know what somebody else got. But just today, somebody told me that they got me a pizza, and that I should remember them, and they were abusive. And then somebody else didn't call me back, and then somebody else acted like they weren't who they were. There's this weird situation with these women who are totally fucked and being used as bait by the Thucky Piggy DEA. Why this happens? No idea. Maybe it's like the crowd pleaser. Maybe they just don't know what to do. Maybe they're fucked off automatons. I don't know. But I guarantee you, I don't mind how it works out. Like this it's a self-solving problem. Yeah. So where's my phone? How'd that work out? My phone. I didn't have to buy the phone. I figured it would probably be taken. I assumed that I was going to be killed, since she tried to kill me. Since they reprogrammed her brain and made her into an automaton, and then set her up to be triggered after I showed up to the house a day late. I skipped her birthday and chose to sleep in my car outside of my old house rather than drive down here. I think it sent a pretty clear message. Hi, I'm pissed at you. And then none of them knew why I was pissed. None of them. Yeah. Nobody's asked me. I don't have any intimates to tell. I'd be happy to explain, right? It would be kind of embarrassing, especially if it wasn't done on a witness stand. And then I would love to do it at trial, but I guess that's complicated. I guess it takes a long time. Yeah, well, it didn't have to, right? They just kept on making it take a long time because they thought that they could do that and it wouldn't hurt them. I think it has. Perhaps not everyone was aware that they were that corrupt, but no, pretty much everybody is. Like, it's right out in the open. They're not hiding it very well. I don't have anything to fear. Probably not going to get killed by a bunch of legal nerds. Probably not going to need their help to keep me out of the fucking pen. They're probably not going to be allowed to practice law, right? And then nobody needs to know just how stupid they are. But pretty damn stupid, considering, they allowed their suspect to get away, and me to be harassed by my ex-lover's rapist for years, and not only didn't notice, but can't seem to do anything about it. Wow. That's pretty incompetent. Yeah. Oh well. I'm out on my porch peeing. So yeah, the men who are mad at me are very mad, and they're being kept at a distance. One of them stole my knife. I'm sure he'd plant it in my chest if he could. Because I don't give a shit what happened to him. He had his chance to be close to me. Sword point 9.
Advertising goes here.
If I had my way.
Okay, I have to do this. Excuse me. Bartholomew B. Mudstormer Bay, Janet Lee, Leaves of Bartholomew Bailey, Jingle Jimer. That's spelled funny. Jewel Jane. I have some icons.
If I had my way.
I'm not going to translate them. All gingers, spelled with the G as opposed to the other one. Well, the other ones are all J's too. Actually, it's all J except for this part. Welcome, Shipwreck Well, Dan Gurr, Alpha, Blanky,
If I had my way.
The rest is blasphemous. Tammy, Mikey, Davey, and Mike Head commanding. That's not what it says, is it?
I'd burn this whole building down.
Okay, that's not what it says, but that's what I got here. Okay.
The Shirley Manson Love Fest continues.
Okay, that's not what it says, but that's what I got here. Okay. All right, I've already got an exclusion. It's a new phone. Bartholomew B. Mudstormer Bay, Jane T. Lee, Leaves of Bartholomew Bailey Key.
Oh, this is the JJ. Okay.
Jewel Jane then more icons, which I assume have something to do with the penis, I assume. The other one says the JJ.